6 chill, for real.
Judith. The scepter will never leave Judah. The scepter will never leave Judah. The scepter will never leave Judah. I'm Judah. Christ sprang out of Judah. King David was Judah. King Asa was Judah. Don't crowd me up, who gon' rouse me up? Alistair Crowley, your time is up. It's a big mess, I gotta clean it up. Esau, the end of my kingdom's up. On the eagle's neck, I'll press. I woke up from my rest. My rulership is up next. No vex. Judah. The scepter will never leave Judah. The scepter will never leave Judah.
Shalom, Israel.
Shalom!
Alright, that's what I'm talking about. Thank you for joining us for another class here at ISBHPK, Israelite School of Biblical History and Practical Knowledge. Alright, we're here out of 2610 Grandview Street in Norfolk, Virginia. I was going to say 8524 South Braceville, but that would have been completely wrong. But we do have class in Houston, alright? Same time, or actually from 7 p.m. until 9 p.m. on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Our class on Friday is going to be from 6 p.m. until 8 p.m. Alright, so we have the times on the screen. We also have classes in San Antonio, so anybody out there in those areas, please hit us up if you want to get included in class, know where it's at. Obviously you have the information on deck. Alright, a little bit more announcements. If you need to contact any of the priests, hit up Priest Kazakia, hit up Priest Patazat. They're in New York right now, doing this work. You know, we got some diligent men and sisters up there, you know, in New York that are zealous, man. They're zealous for the word. They're zealous to be used, you know. And I'm gonna say this, you know, we wouldn't ask, but we definitely, you know, need help just in maintaining, you know, what we do. You know, we have one business, and this one business is supporting everything. The school here in Virginia, the school in Houston, as well as the brothers that work with our businesses, you know. So if you're able to, you know, we ask if you can go ahead and just help with, you know, if you can vow $100, $200 every month for school rent, for lights, you know, everything that you see is it costs, as you know. And what I want to do, I want to go to a couple of scriptures while brothers and sisters are coming on, because I mean, it's needed. We're all that we have. You know, a lot of individuals don't know how it feels to actually create and to maintain a movement. You know, and what we've been doing and what we've been receiving online has been off the backs of brothers and sisters that dedicate their lives. Shoot, a lot of them gave it up. You got sisters that give up their jobs just so that they could do what? Bath bombs. We got a chem major. She's a chemical engineer. But what is she doing? Naturally making bath bombs. He's up here making soaps. She's out here doing things. She's sewing. You know, so there's a lot of brothers and sisters that have given up. You know, and we just ask if you can help, please help. But we're gonna go to a couple scriptures. Ariana, you can give me 1 Corinthians 9. 1 Corinthians chapter 9 and verse. You can start at verse 9, because you see the work that we're doing. You know, it's not like we're sitting around. You know, brothers. Again, we're in New York. You know, we gave the brothers a couple months to see where they're at, where their spirit's at. You know, we're up there right now, getting a feel. But the brothers, listen, they're ready. You know, and what we have to see is that, you know, we are the only ones that can hold us back. But I want to read where you at. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 9 and verse 9.
God, 1 Corinthians chapter 9 and verse 9.
Go ahead.
For it is written in the law of Moses, thou shalt not muzzle the mouth of the ox.
Don't muzzle the mouth of the workhorse. Don't muzzle it. Don't hold it back. You know, we have to see that in this work. You know, again, we can do so much more. Israel can do so much more if we work together. But when it comes to this when it comes to these individuals that are working, you know, we're supposed to do what? Feed and give force so that they can continue to work hard, continue to grow, continue to bring forth, treading down these crops. What you got, Untitled?
What chapter in Ecclesiasticus?
Where we at again, Ariel?
1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 9.
Yeah, 1 Corinthians chapter 9 and verse 9. It says, muzzle not the ox. Go ahead.
That treadeth out the corn.
He's putting the work in. You know, and again, I'm going to keep saying it. You see it. You see the work even in San Antonio. Those brothers been out there 30 years plus. You know, Houston. You know, Kazaki's been out there. He moved to Houston what year?
2005.
2005 and been booming ever since. You know, so, you know, again, we're asking, you know, I'm going to keep saying, we wouldn't need it. We wouldn't need it if we're asking, you know, and again, one wall is, it's thin. We keep reading?
Come. Doeth God take care for the oxen?
And he definitely does. But again, we're a body, and you know we're in this together. Think about a group. Man, you got one individual. You got a group of 5 people. 2 people is giving their best effort. Come on, man. What if we had 3 extra ones putting in their best effort? How much more could we get done?
A lot.
How much more efficiency? How much more smoother? How much more of the burden? How much more of the burden would be literally evened out between the body? Keep reading.
Verse 10.
Go ahead.
Or said he, it altogether for our sakes.
Right.
For our sakes, no doubt. For this is written.
Read.
That he that ploweth should plow in hope.
We do hope that brothers and sisters see that, you know, we're doing this for our people. We're not doing it for our own vain glory. Again, like I said, we got a lot of sisters I was making dough. But what they do, they sacrifice that. But we hope that brothers and sisters see, even the Most High. You know, we do this for the Most High, but again, the scripture says, listen, you have not because you ask not. So we're going to ask. Keep reading.
And that he that thrasheth in hope
Go ahead.
should be partakers of his hope.
Go ahead.
If we have sown unto you spiritual things.
Y'all got to hear this. Read that again.
If we have sown unto you spiritual things.
Go ahead.
Is it a great thing if we shall reap your carnal things?
That's a question. You know, because it's nothing different from the Old Testament whenever brothers and sisters were given to the temple.
Read your carnal things. Can you break that down a little bit more?
Oh yeah, we can get into it. Read it again.
Come. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 9 verse 11.
Go ahead.
If we have sown unto you spiritual things, is it a great thing if we shall reap your carnal things?
Think about it. We sow into you spiritual things, like for you, right? You made a statement the other day is that I've never heard about in other classes from other people that taught, right?
Spiritual.
I've never heard about the spiritual man, about the war within the flesh, between the flesh and the spirit, right? So we're opening your mind up to new understandings, and we're giving you we're giving you knowledge. You know, we're giving you knowledge on how to fight yourself, the old man. We're giving you knowledge on how to deal with brothers and sisters. We're giving you even understanding about why the world the way the world is. But the Most High is saying here that if we're doing that, we're giving you spiritual, right? What are you putting back? What are you giving back? Think about it. Most people, when they receive the spiritual, think about the church. What they normally do? They throwing dough back. Why? Because they appreciate it. They're like, man, you know what? Y'all are doing your thing. I want y'all to keep running. I want to keep y'all moving. I want to keep y'all funded, as they say, right?
God.
That's why the scripture says if we sow into you spiritual things, is it not? Read it again.
From the top?
Yeah.
Come. If we sow unto you spiritual things,
right?
Is it a great thing?
Is it a great thing? Because think about it. We get a lot of people that spend money on frivolous things. Is it not a great thing? Read.
If we shall reap your carnal things?
Reap the carnal things. And that's what? It could be books, it could be Bibles. We're not asking for 401ks. We're not asking for Social Security numbers. We're asking just for help. We're asking that, listen, if you can help at least towards a bill. You know? Because you see how we move. You see how what one mall does. You know? You see what street ministry does. You know? You see what the flyers do. You know? So what a lot of brothers and sisters really don't see that avenue. That's why we wanted to get the 1,000 subscribers so we can show brothers and sisters that this is continual. We do this for life. It's for families, for the family. You see? But the scriptures is showing is that if we're giving you so much spiritual, is it wrong to ask for carnal? And the thing about it is that, again, it's just maintaining what we have. I'm going to show you something. Go to Maccabees. Go to 1 Maccabees. Because we got to see that we're a family. First Maccabees chapter, I want you to go to chapter 2 and verse 27.
Done.
Because the Most High is showing, man, listen, this world is finished. But the Most High is calling all those that are sighing and crying in the street, and we are too. But we're asking for us all to do it together. And Bakar Gabar said it the best. He says everyone is needed. That's facts. Whatever position that you can play, whatever role that you can play, just like you said. You'd rather be a what?
A key player on the winner's team than a star on the losing team.
The brother said he'd rather be a key player on a winning team rather than a star player on a losing team. And that's facts. You know, a lot of brothers and sisters aren't able to, be around, and some may have a little bit more better finances to where they can do what? Again, throw a vow, 100, 75, whatever you can give. We're not asking for amount or a large amount. We're not doing like Creflo Dollar, finna go catch me that charter flight, finna ride in the Maybach. Nah, that money goes straight to the ministry. That goes straight to copies for more flyers. It goes for more Bibles. It goes for better tables, bigger buildings. Houston's looking for a bigger building, to where we can actually do more things out there. So we're striving together, but we got to see that, we've learned in history, how to think about ourselves only. But when we go back to whenever we were in a rough time, and especially during this Maccabean time, whenever we was getting persecuted out of our city, persecuted from our laws and statutes, this was the mind frame of our people. And I want to bring this back to our mind as well. But read where you at. First Maccabees chapter 2, and you can start at verse 27. All right? This is going over just a synopsis. This is whenever the king was trying to have Mattathias go ahead and submit himself to the king's rule. This is what Mattathias said. Read where you at.
This is First Maccabees chapter 2 and verse 27.
Uh-huh.
And Mattathias cried throughout the city with a loud voice.
Go ahead.
Saying, whosoever is zealous of the law.
And that's what we're saying. Whosoever is zealous, man, help. Whosoever that say that, I'll die for the true help. Because we need it. Go ahead.
And maintaineth the covenant.
And maintaineth the covenant. Where you at?
This is First Maccabees chapter 2 and verse 27.
What page you on?
Page 116.
Yeah, 160. Go ahead. Keep reading.
Let him follow me. Verse 28.
Yeah, let him do what?
Follow me.
Because why? Mattathias was a gangster, man. He was a gangster for holding up the laws and statutes of the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the Most High God. He said, follow me. Go ahead.
Verse 28.
Uh-huh.
So he and his sons fled into the mountains and left all that ever they had in the city.
They left everything. But a lot of us that are doing this work, we're doing the same thing. We're already making moves for brothers to be able to do what? Hey, Shalom. We already making moves to where brothers are already foreshadowing and seeing ahead to get ready for Rochester. Why? Because we're moving. But it says that they left everything that they had in the city. The Virginia move, it was just like that. Left everything in the past city. Could have been families, furniture, whatever we didn't want, we left it. And we moved what? To the new endeavor. We went to another city to do what? To grow, to build, to teach. This is what we do. Read.
Verse 29. First Maccabees chapter 2, verse 29.
Uh-huh.
Then many that sought after justice.
They did what?
Sought after justice.
Yes, who's asking and looking after justice? Who's looking for justice? We're looking for justice, but it comes from the Most High, but we're teaching our people what true justice is. Go ahead.
And judgment.
Go ahead.
Went down into the wilderness to dwell there.
Yeah, and many others that were in the same mind as Mattathias followed in the wilderness. They was like, we're down for that. We want to follow.
That's right.
We got a big following, man. And again, we have a lot of individuals. We support a lot of different movements and different, again, food channels, clothing. We'll spend crazy money on all those things. But how much more for our spirit, for the growth of the nation of Israel? Go ahead.
Verse 30. Both they and their children.
Who?
Both they.
Go ahead.
And their children.
Read.
And their wives.
Read.
And their cattle.
Everything had to go. Because why? This is bigger than just us. But we're doing this as a family. Go ahead.
Because afflictions increased sore upon them.
And that's why we come to the hoods, the barrios, to show our people that there is salvation, to show our people that there is hope. But again, it takes what? It takes brothers and sisters to be in the same mind and the same judgment. Just right here in the Maccabees. This is good history. But it shows what kind of spirit that we were in. We were in a giving spirit. We were in a, I'd rather die fighting than lay down to see my people get slaughtered. That's what Maccabees and Judith Maccabees was going into. They'd rather fight than die. And we're asking everybody else too to fight. Fight with us. Go to Judith 8 and 25. Go to Judith chapter 8 and verse 25. Just hit a couple scriptures. I'm not trying to go deep. But again, we wouldn't be asking if we didn't need it, because we're making moves. And, we're hoping and praying that brothers and sisters see it. Again, that the Most High blesses us. But again, we are all that we have. Yeah, we are all that we have. Read where you at.
God, this is Judith.
You know what I want, right?
Third,
Yeah.
sanctuary. That's 24.
Go, 24.
God. Judith, chapter 8, verse 24.
Go ahead.
Now therefore, O brethren, let us show an example to our brethren.
And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to show the example of what initiative looks like. Of how loving and wanting better for your people looks like. A lot of our people don't have initiative when it comes to things new. It says now do what?
Now therefore, O brethren, let us show an example to our brethren.
Go ahead.
Because their hearts depend upon us.
It does. Our brothers and sisters that's in these streets, their hearts depend upon us. And that's why we're hitting these different cities. We're hitting these cities so that we can wake up our people, for them to see the example, for them to learn the example, and then be the example. So that we can continue this going on and on. Think about all the years that we give to our job. We're dedicated to our job for 20 plus years just to get a pension. How much more getting a pension in the kingdom of the Most High?
That's
putting
right.
forth effort, putting forth time. Listen, putting forth your spirit. It don't have to just be monetary. It could be things you're doing in the spirit for the school. Read.
In the sanctuary.
In the what?
In the sanctuary.
Yeah, and the sanctuary. Their hearts depend upon us. Upon us and the sanctuary. Go ahead.
In the house.
In the house, read.
And the altar.
Come on.
Rest upon us.
And it does. And we've been doing it for how long?
Years.
20 plus, 30 plus.
Time.
And it ain't gonna stop. But we're asking if you want to join, come in and join. Help. Again, if you can help out with a bill, please. If it's $10, $20, come on. It's needed. Again, the money that comes in is straight for bills. Houston, Texas, and I'm gonna show you something just on that. Go to Tobit. Go to Tobit chapter, I think it's 4. Go to Tobit 4. Yeah, go to Tobit. Nothing too crazy. Go to Tobit 4 and verse 7.
Tobit chapter 4 and verse 7.
Yeah,
page
Tobit.
37.
Chapter 4 and verse 7. Read that.
Give alms to thy substance.
Yeah, and think about it. Give alms. Read that again.
Give alms of thy substance.
7. Yeah, give alms of thy substance. And alms is what? It's a free will offering, man. Something that you're just giving. Maybe $10, $20. Yeah, I see you brothers doing good work. Boom. Give alms according to thy substance. According to what you have. Just like the poor woman that gave the penny. She gave what? According to her substance. Go ahead.
And when thou givest alms, let not thine eye be envious.
Yeah, don't be envious of what you've been given or what you've given. Go ahead.
Neither turn thy face from any poor, and the face of the Most High shall not be turned away from thee.
Think about that. It's about alms, but it's showing about this cheerful giver. It's showing the spirit of giving. Our people's been hurt for so long, it's like they're scared to give. They're scared to give.
How can you be envious of giving for giving?
Well, you could give money and be like, dang, I should have kept that. Dang, I could have had that. I could have used that for something else. going into that. If you give, just give it. It's like a watch, right? I could give a watch away, but I'd be like, dang, I really like that watch. Dang, I gave that watch to that brother. Same thing, right? Same meaning. Envious like that. Kind of like double Dutching with your giving. Keep reading.
Verse 8. If thou hast abundance,
right,
give alms accordingly.
Yeah, if you got abundance, give alms accordingly. See, but a lot of our people don't understand that there's certain things that the Most High loves. And this is one, a giver. You can give your spirit, and you can give alms. Again, alms isn't just financial. It's more than that. Go ahead.
If thou hast but a little, be not afraid to give according to that little.
Yeah, if you have but a little, give according to what you have. Shalom, man. The Most High is just saying, listen, be in the spirit of giving. Read.
Verse 9. For thou layest up a good treasure.
You do what?
Layest up a good treasure.
Think about it. You're fighting for your people. You're giving for your people. Where are you going to lay your treasure up? Is it only the 401k? Is it only the savings? Where are you really going to have that treasure laid up for you? Read.
For thou layest up a good treasure for thyself against the day of necessity.
Yeah, you lay up a treasure even for yourself whenever you need.
Ooh.
Spiritually. The Most High will have your back whenever you're needy. See, but it takes a giver to be given something. The Most High just don't give anything free. The Most High said, how down are you for your people? Read.
Verse 10. Because that alms do deliver from death.
They do what?
Deliver from death.
That alms deliver from death. You gotta see that the Most High look over you, man. The scripture says that the wicked will be a ransom for the righteous. But what have you been giving? Alms. Your body, your spirit. The Most High is like, nah. Don't touch him. Alms do deliver from death. These are like little secrets, like cheat codes, man, on Grand Theft Auto. Cheat codes. Put it in, man. Do certain things. Communicate and forget not. With such sacrifices, the Most High is well pleased. There's things that he looks down upon and smiles. Read.
And suffer not to come into darkness.
Read.
Verse 11.
Yeah, go ahead.
Verse 11. For alms is a good gift unto all that give it in the sight of the Most High. For alms is a good gift unto all that give it in the sight of the Most High.
Think about that. It says it's a good gift. It's a good gift unto all that give it in the sight of the Most High. So we just got to see that, again, you know, the Most High, not only are you doing something for your nation, but the Most High is looking at what you're doing as well. Actually, last one. Ooh, I haven't pulled this in a minute. Check this out. What was that one? That was, check this out. Let me see. Let's see if I can get it. This 7. Let me see. It says, check this out. Now I'm just going to show you some scriptures because, what is it? 1 second. Oh, there it is. Go to Ecclesiasticus chapter 35 and verse 11. You start at verse 10.
Yes, sir. Ecclesiasticus chapter 35 and verse 10.
And again, I'm just showing you what the Bible says about giving, man. You know, brothers and sisters that you see online, you see Kazakia throughout the ages. He's been giving. That way, how you said it best. We depend on teachers and leadership for the schools to teach us righteousness. Come on now. You know, and again, we just ask for some help. A little bit of a vow. What you got? This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 35 and verse 11. We ask for a little bit of what? Commitment, consistency. We're consistent. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Council.
Yeah.
Even on Sunday sometimes. You just don't see it. We're consistent. Where were you at?
This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 35 verse 10, page 91. Give unto the Most High according as he hath enriched thee.
Listen, Why? Because the Most High has given you your blessings, your job, your spirit, your knowledge, what you have access to. The Most High has given you that. Read.
And as thou hast got it, get it with a cheerful eye.
Think about that. He didn't give you that for nothing to sit upon, especially if you're watching right now. 31 people. 31 people's watching right now. The Most High has been blessing brothers and sisters all types of ways. Go ahead.
Verse 11. For the Lord recompenses.
He does what?
Recompenses.
He recompenses you of what you give. Y'all gotta see that. It's like that 401k, $1 for $1. You give $1, the 401k gives $1.
What's that word mean?
401k
No,
is recompense.
Yeah.
He gives back. He recompenses you. He gives back. Repays. He repays you for what? What you've done. It could go on both sides, good or evil. But here it's showing forth what you give. Read it again.
Come. For the Lord recompenses and will give thee 7 times.
He'll do what?
Will give thee 7 times.
Read.
As much.
Think about that. He'll give you 7 more times as much. Y'all gotta see that. Y'all gotta see that the Most High is not an individual that forgets brothers and sisters what they give, what they dedicate. Think about how much spiritual growth you've had over the years. All the situations and problems that you have in your life, when you got that counsel how to deal with it, it worked out. Come on now. So, that's it on that. I just want to give a couple scriptures just regarding, again, man, we are all that we have when it comes to this work, man. We are all that we have. So if you give, we ask that you do. If not, we understand. Come on. The work's still going to go on. For what we'll do, we're going to jump into this class. It's going to be a 2-part, maybe 3-part class. But it's called Save the Children, man. Save the Children. Why? Because, when it comes to, this is a health class. When it comes to children's health, we really don't go in details and, bring back to the mind what's needed for them for their growth. A lot of times you just look at the adults. Even when you think about our lives and how we grew up, our parents really didn't give us a nutritional balanced meals. What did they give us, man? They gave us food just to get by. A lot of us grew up on what?
Pork.
Huh? Pork. Brother said pork in the back, right? Pork's out, smothered and covered. A lot of us grew up on hamburger helper, man. A little bit, a little bit. Ramen. You said ramen, This is the new age. I'm trying to get some from back in the day. It could have been, salmon croquettes, huh?
Bologna.
Bologna with the red veil. What is the red little string around it?
Yeah, fried.
Think about it. They was trying to,
edges.
yeah, they was trying to put something in your stomach.
Eating spam.
Come on.
That pork that came in the silver can that had the pig over it.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that peanut butter that stuck, that broke the knife. You know what I mean? That powdered milk, that powdered processed milk that you had to mix with the water, swish it around really good. Yeah, Kool-Aid. You got the quarter water, the little barrels. The juice.
Yeah. Oh man.
Come on, man.
That look like dye.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pizza bites.
Oh,
Come on,
now
man.
that's if you good.
Right.
What was it? It was
Sugar sandwiches. Never had a sugar sandwich. Never had beans and cornbread. I ate. Beans and cornbread go hard, man.
yeah.
A little hot sauce, a little fried. It's sad. That's how you
it
get
was-
that when I was working at one restaurant.
Pork and beans, you chop up the little wieners,
Well-
put it in there with the syrup.
Right.
Yeah.
What I'm showing is that, a lot of us really didn't, even with our parents, we didn't, look at the meals and say, dang, is my child getting, what he needs to function?
Ooh, salad dressing
Uh-huh.
with sprinkled bacon bits in the sandwich.
Salad dressing with what?
Salad dressing with bacon bits in the sandwich, bro. Meaning it's just salad dressing on both sides. And you sprinkle the bacon bits on both sides. Put it together.
Golly.
A mayonnaise sandwich.
Huh?
Mayonnaise sandwich.
Yeah.
Mayonnaise
Yes.
bread.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
You said mayonnaise. Mayonnaise sandwich. I remember having peanut butter and syrup. But still, we're just going, let everybody, get the foods, our oodles and noodles. Come on. But I'm bringing this up just to show forth. How about our kids? Are we looking at our kids and saying that, you know what? I want them to eat this food so that their body grows properly,
Right.
so that their bones have enough calcium, so that their brain has enough fatty acids to where they can be what? Productive and learn. Who does that? Are we doing that?
Rich.
And again, it's just to bring back to our knowledge and bring back to our minds, because it's needed. Not the salmon croquettes. Oh yeah, come on, man, salmon croquettes. Stop playing.
They're good.
Come on, salmon croquettes, some white rice,
Come on.
biscuits with syrup on it and hot sauce.
Come on.
But listen, we're gonna go here first. We can go all day with the foods. Cats getting hungry now, right?
Nah.
But again, save the children. Check this out. Go to first scripture. Go to what is this? Oh yeah, James 1:17. James chapter 1 and verse 17. And I'm gonna hit on this angle, just even, just to look at, what kids are, man. Children, they're the future. Children are the future. Dorcas said, dry beans are healthy as long as they are cooked lawfully. My family ate them every day. Unfortunately, they were cooked with unlawful meats. Oh yeah, know how that is. I had my grandma was out of Meridian, Mississippi, so I used to eat pig feet. Come on, man, there used to be all types of, just bacon, pig feet in the peas.
I ain't never got no pig feet.
Pickle feet. I didn't deal with the pickle feet. Look at this. Everybody talking about this defilement. But read where you at. James chapter 1 verse 17.
James chapter 1 verse 17.
Go ahead.
Every good gift and every perfect gift is from above.
We got to see that even children. The birth or having a baby is a gift from the Most High. Because you're actually able to mold this child into whatever you want him to be. And as we know, it's going to be a child according to the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of the Bible. And as we go further deeper, we're going to see how the children of the Bible moved. How their intellect was on 10. They didn't have basic kids. We didn't raise basic kids, young girls and young boys. We had a purpose for them, And even by giving them the food, the teaching, we were raising them up to be warriors, female and males. The woman's going to be a warrior in her household, a warrior with her children. She's not going to subside and allow the nations to come in and show forth how to feed, how to teach. We were raising up a solid family. We got to ask ourselves, are we doing that now? And again, it's not no hit. It's just, again, just be conscious. Because we can still do things to have our family, move around a lot healthier. Because as we see, our people are the ones, what? High blood pressure, gout, diabetes. We got young kids that can't even stay up, Their energy is low, but why? Why is our kids' energy low? It's a rhetorical question. But read where you at.
Come on, this is James chapter 1 verse 17.
So slow it down so that brothers and sisters can hear that. Give me 1 second. Go ahead, though.
James chapter 1 verse 17.
Uh-huh.
Every good gift and every perfect gift is from above.
You got to see that. So with the gift of the Most High, what are you going to do with it? You're going to cherish that. You're going to treat it with your utmost care. Go ahead.
And coming down from the Father of lights.
Yeah, come down from the Father of lights. It's sad because you get videos now, people don't even care about the kids no more. Psalms 127 and 3. Psalms chapter 127 and verse 3. You got individuals ready to give up their kids. I just had a report that this one sister, man, she keeps selling her kids off at the hospital. 15K, 10K. She done did it again. What happened? Baby daddy got to do what? File a report now. Why? Because we don't care. We don't see that the Most High blessed us with something. Blessed us with this little Hebrew Israelite to grow, to change up. You know how they say the generational curse. You can switch it up through your kids.
You can.
Psalms 127 and 3.
Come. Lo, children are an heritage of the Lord.
They're what?
An heritage of the Lord.
Look up the word heritage. Oh yeah, it's very awful. And it don't stop. Our people, man, We look at things backwards. This is Psalms 127, verse 3. We're just showing forth that children is a heritage. And it's, I'm going to say this, is that America has definitely made it to where families, a lot of us, we try our best. We try our best to our ability to make sure that our children have everything that they need, that they're healthy. But when it comes to nutrition, we were never taught that. We were never taught what can make our children flourish through nutrition. How to keep them, their immune system pumping. How to keep their digestive system flowing. How to keep their brain function at a high level. Who thinks about that? Dang, how can I make my son's or daughter's brain function operate at a high level? Is that a common thought process? Now, a lot of, brothers and sisters are coming up in the truth. Now that we're doing what? We're making our kids vegans.
Right.
We're not feeding them on meat. We're not putting them on milk, cow's milk, all the pus, so we're definitely implementing things that we're learning, but how much more on the outside world. And we're going to go into it, I just want to kind of slow boogie because it's going to be a good series of classes just to go in and look at areas to where we can change, manipulate a little bit to bring forth health in our nation, man. Think about it, that melanin that we have, and that goes from the Black, Hispanic, and Native American, listen, that's gold. But if it's not activated, if it's not being nourished, it's nothing. We're dying like Esau, Aisha, wasting away. A lot of our bodies are decaying. Our joints are jacked up. Why? I mean, you got no fish oil, Again, those good fatty acids you don't have in your body. But how much more now? You can raise a little monster, man. It's healthy, a little daughter, sharp, But read where you at.
You wanted the definition?
Oh yeah, definition of heritage. What you got?
Heritage is a person's unique inherited sense of family identity, the values, traditions, cultures, artifacts handed down by previous generations.
Think about that. Because now, we have heritage from our families. A lot of us, when you go up, it was just slave families, slave masters, or slaves, right? So you really didn't have a heritage. All you had was what? We're going to come together and eat. You may have some businesses together, but it really wasn't a real, true heritage. Now, being as Hebrew Israelites, we have a heritage. The Most High is bringing us back to our heritage, and now we're understanding what to eat. We're understanding what to wear. We're understanding what's important. We're understanding what to look out for. So now we're truly actually building a heritage for our family, something that we can continue to where we can do what? Teach our sons, so that they can teach their daughters, so that they can teach their sons. But read that again from the top.
Come, lo, children are an inheritance of the Lord, and the fruit of the womb is his reward.
Think about that. The fruit of the womb. The fruit of the womb. I said fruit of the womb. Yeah. The fruit of the womb is his reward. But do we see our children as a reward? Are we seeing our children as something that the Most High has blessed us with, or is it a curse? Or is it, dang, woe is me? What did the Most High do to me? No, the Most High said it was a heritage. He gave you an opportunity to do things different. He gave you an opportunity to have a different spirit walk around in the world, man, that represents you. We're going to get into it. That represents you strongly. Read that one more time for brothers and sisters, man, because a lot of times we see kids as what? As a
burden.
A kawinkadink. No, I wasn't no kawinkadink.
An accident.
It wasn't no accident. The Most High sent that spirit down to that little zygote. He sent it right on down. That activated that sperm.
That's right.
Read it again.
Come. This is Psalms 127, verse 3.
Lo,
children are the heritage of the Lord.
Right.
And the fruit of the womb is his reward.
Yeah, and the fruit of the womb is his reward. So we're seeing that the Most High blesses with children in Ephesians 6 and 4. Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 4.
Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 4.
Slow it down, let brothers and sisters get it. Write it down. Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 4. Because my classes, man, I like for them to be thought-provoking. I want us to literally consider why we do what we do and why we don't pay attention to areas we don't pay attention to. Because can we all do better?
God.
You know what I'm saying? Yes. Even I. They no different. How did these classes come about? Shit, I'm thinking about self. But we're going over save the children, man. We got to be more thoughtful about our children and what we are teaching them and what we're giving them. Are we giving them poison? Or are we giving them health? Are we enriching their life? Are we giving them nourishment? That's the word I want everybody to write down. Nourishment. We'll get there. But nourishment. But read this. You're actually going to get it right here. Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 4.
Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 4.
Go ahead.
And ye fathers, provoke not your children to wrath.
And that's one thing. We're not supposed to provoke our children to wrath. We're not supposed to just, be all up on the next, man. It's sad because a lot of our parents was, well, you look just like your daddy. You look just like that. God, I hate you. They provoke it. The mother thinks that the daughter's hotter than her. And come on, man, that's chaotic, man. But we the only people doing that. Let's be real. I don't see no Asian family like that. Yeah? And if I saw Becky or Sue out there, the Edomites, they partying together, man. Hardcore. Right? But read that again.
And ye fathers, provoke not your children to wrath.
Read.
But bring them up.
Do what?
Bring them up.
Read.
In the nature.
In the nurture.
So like in the nurture.
And
admonition of the Lord.
Think about that. In the nurture and the admonition of the Lord. And the nurture goes for, yes, the wisdom. But what else in the wisdom did the Most High give us? He told us what to eat, what not to eat, how to fast. Go ahead.
He gave us understanding of the wisdom. So in what to eat and how to fast and how to conduct ourselves, he gave us the understanding of what these things did and what those things, if not applied, would happen.
Right.
Cause and effect. That's what I like to say. Cause and effect. He gave us cause and effect on the keeping the word,
right,
following the law, statutes, and commandments, and the effect of not keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, whether it be dietary, whether it be civil, or whether it be worship-wise towards the Most High, the cause and effect.
Right. Right on point, because even when you deal with this word nurture, it goes into, this is the Webster 1828, but it says that which promotes growth. Not only physical, but education-wise.
Spiritual kind.
Spiritual growth, man. What you got? You got a question? No. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, so nurture means to, that which nourishes food, and it says diet. It says to educate, to bring or train up. So now you're training healthy habits for your children. Read that again.
Come. And ye fathers, provoke not your children to wrath.
Read.
But bring them up in the nurture of admonition of the Lord.
Yeah, nurture and admonition of the Lord. But Ecclesiasticus 30 and 25. But when it comes to that nurturing, what are you going to be showing them and teaching them, man? Shoot, I wish my parents told me about not eating after 7 o'clock, not eating after 8 o'clock. Shoot, man, my dad used to bring home 99-cent hamburgers from McDonald's, man. Or the 39-cent, there it is, 39-cent hamburger. I don't remember y'all. Remember them days, 39-cent hamburgers from McDonald's?
On Tuesdays?
Whatever day it was, get you a bag of them joints.
Listen, the number 2 was that was a 2 cheeseburgers.
Right?
2 cheeseburger value.
Come on, man. Listen, put a 7 in the chat if you was one of those 39-cent McDonald's cheeseburgers back in the day, man. Huh? Put a 7 in the chat. What scripture we at?
We are at Ecclesiasticus chapter 30 and verse 25.
Yeah, Ecclesiasticus chapter 30 and verse 25. And this is going in about this nurture, man. This is what's needed. Read where you at.
Come. Ecclesiasticus chapter 30 and verse 25.
Go ahead.
A cheerful and good heart will have a care of his meat and diet.
Think about that.
Dang.
A cheerful heart will have good care of his meat and diet. Hey, y'all can y'all sit together? Yeah. Hey, move Ariana. Yeah, y'all got to sit back. Read that again.
Come. Ecclesiasticus chapter 30 and verse 25. A cheerful and good heart will have care of his meat and diet.
I see it. See, he'll have good care for his meat and his diet. So how much more now having a good care for what? His children's diet. Having a good care for his children's diet. See, but again, it's funny because even when you go through, high school, I really don't remember going through about understanding about health, what time we should eat. We kind of learned more of that in the later years about intermediate fasting, about juicing in the morning. A lot of us don't know about that. We kind of learn through what? Well, we got to go to the doctor now. And then when we go to the doctor tells us, yeah, you might want to start juicing in the morning. Read where you at.
Again, come.
Uh-huh.
A cheerful and good heart will have a care of his meat and diet.
Yeah, meat and his diet. Now jump up to verse 15.
Verse 15.
Go ahead.
Health and good estate of body
Right?
are above all gold.
It is. But do we see that? Health is above all gold. The Most High, think about it. We got all this knowledge, but our body looks like a bag of potatoes. Huh? We go up a stairway, we can't even breathe. How much more our children? Yeah, where you at?
Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, chapter 30, and verse 15.
30 and verse 15. Read it again.
Page 88. Health and good estate of body are above all gold.
Read.
And a strong body above infinite wealth.
Do we think about this? No. You know what we think about? We just think about, let me just go ahead and make sure they stop crying. Let me go ahead and put something in their belly. Let's give them these fries. Let's give them a little donuts. Listen, they need some energy. Give them a little coffee. See, but we got to see that. We have to see that the Most High says that a health and a good estate of body is above all gold. But again, this isn't a smashing class, just more informative to show forth again. We're going to see how the children of Israel, how they were moving, and how our generation isn't really moving like that. And why? Well, number one, we're not really too much hit upon what makes our children move at a higher function. Especially babies. Oh my goodness. Y'all got little sponges, man. Y'all got little sponges to where these guys, they can rule the world quickly. Huh? Think about the knowledge that we give them. Is it Cardi B? Is it French Montana? Is it the whatever filthiness that's out there that adds up to nothing? Or we give them nourishment? Or we give them a little bit of Beethoven? We give them some understanding of the sciences? Huh? We're making their brain click and think a little bit more. Go to Daniel 1 and 3. I'm going to show you something. Daniel chapter 1 and verse 3. I'm going to show you how the children of Israel, how on point they were, but why? Because they had this knowledge. They had this understanding. Right? That's what we have to bring back. We got to bring back our children to this standard. We have to. Because Esau wants to do what? Esau wants us to waste away us and our children. This ain't nothing new. Esau wants us to waste away. Before you go there, go to Romans 15 and 4. This is my favorite scripture. Slightly. One of many. Romans chapter 15 and verse 4. And again, we're going to bring out some points, in this class, in this series, that's definitely going to be helpful, man. It's needed. It brings awareness. Just like they have cancer awareness. Well, let's deal with these factors. Let's deal with the cancer-causing factors so we don't have cancer. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to have awareness when we have cancer. Let's allow us to stop the spread and stop the growth of cancer. By the foods that we eat, by the oils that we cook. Read where you at.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 15, and verse 4.
Go ahead.
For whatsoever things were written for a time, were written for our learning.
It was. We have to learn how we work. Because think about it, all we know right now is what? BLTs. Bacon, lettuce, tomatoes, man. Sandwiches.
Turkey bacon.
Catch me some turkey bacon now, right? Huh? All we know is oatmeal. Oatmeal's good. All we know is cereal. We buy any brand of cereal and think it's okay. But are we going to the back to look at the nutritional value? How much sugar's in it? How much preservatives in it? So what are we doing then? We're just putting food into our kids' bellies. Just so that they can do what? Say, I'm good. I can go to sleep. See? We got to be a little bit more aware because Esau's cunning. Esau is cunning. Read it again.
For whatsoever things were written aforetime,
Right?
were written for our learning.
Yeah, it's written for our learning. It's written for us to take something from it and do better. Keep reading.
That we through patience and comfort of the scriptures
Uh-huh.
might have hope.
Think about that. And we're trying to have hope in what? Keeping our heritage moving. It shouldn't stop with us. And a lot of us in the truth right now, you know, again, your parents were never that, unless I'm wrong. You know, a lot of brothers and sisters' parents weren't in the truth. If you're older, I'm not talking about the young kids, but if you're older, a lot of your parents really didn't teach you a better way of living, health-wise. Think about sleep. We're gonna get into the sleep. How much sleep is adequate sleep, even for kids? Because again, this is a kids' health class. I got one for the adults. But this is the kids' health class. You know, but these are things that we should be thinking about to set our children up for success. Don't set them up for failure. Set them up for success. Y'all remember the shows on Maury? When Maury used to have them fat babies? Think about that, man. Them old 150-pound 3-year-olds. You're like, what the heck? They that big? All that jelly. You still feed them pizzas just because he asked for it? Them donuts? That was like in the early 2000s, I think, man. Mario was hilarious with that, but think about it. But that's our people. I got an obese baby right now that stays where I'm at. This joker be in Pampers. This joker, I know he at least about 120, man. He don't speak he's actually Dominican. Dude be running around with this big diaper, big swole cat. I'm like, God dang. But I don't think they're practicing what? Intermediate fasting, this brother. They probably give him everything in the kitchen, man. Give him the papusas, give him the rice and beans, the little tamales, Give him everything, man. But the scripture says that we should be learning from our people, the past. Go to that Daniel 1 and 3. Let's get into it. Daniel chapter 1 and verse 3. Y'all gonna be shocked, man. Y'all gonna be shocked. But you know what I like though? It shows forth the level that Israel was on. We're not a simple people. See, America has dumbed us down and beat us down to the point to where we seem like we're simple. We don't know about, the only thing that we're aware of is what? Money, cars, clothes. That's all a Negro knows.
That is true.
Huh? And I'm gonna say this, a lot of brothers and sisters are starting to get hit, but as for the majority, we're not. Because you know why? We still pull up the McDonald's. We still pull up the Burger King. Last time I went to Burger King, I had an episode. I ain't been there since. I went there for the vegan burger. Mm-hmm. The little Impossible burger. Mm-hmm. I blew it for 4 hours. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Sad, man. I thought I was finished. Best believe I learned my lesson. I said, I'm done. But let's see how the children of Israel, how we were moving. What spirit they were in. What knowledge they had. Read where you at.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 1, verse 3.
Yeah, Daniel chapter 1 and verse 3. Go ahead.
And the king spake unto Ashpenaz, the master of his, what is it?
Eunuchs.
Go
ahead.
That he should bring certain of the children of Israel.
He bring forth what?
Certain of the, that's certain, right?
Yeah.
Certain of the children of Israel.
Yeah, certain of the children of Israel. Go ahead.
And of the king's seed.
Read.
And of the princes.
Go ahead.
Children in whom was no blemish.
Think about that. Children of whom were no blemish. And when you deal with blemish is to mark with a deformity. It could be to injure or impair anything which is well formed. It says to mar or make defective either the body or mind. So these were children that probably had no broken bones, no skin ailments. They had no alopecia. They had all their hair. They had no cirrhosis of the skin. They didn't have what's the other one? What's the other skin condition? Eczema. No, eczema. Eczema's a monster.
What's that one that they got like they be like.
Why? That's what you just said. Vitiligo.
Oh yeah.
Well, you got hit with that boy.
Yeah.
Yes. Got hit with the boy.
Leprosy.
Leprosy.
Leopard.
My uncle, he had something, his skin started shedding.
His skin started shedding?
Yeah, like he'd like take a shower,
Right.
and then like he'd dry himself off, his skin started like peeling off.
Oh, that's crazy. Now I'm gonna say this. Not everybody does. We do shed. All the dead skin cells, they do fall off.
Yeah, his joke was like
But his probably was more in abundance. Right. But these kids, they didn't have that. These kids was shining, man. Skin probably glowing. You know how that black look, man.
Yeah.
Different shades, beautiful. Said no blemish, go ahead.
Well favored.
They were what?
Well favored.
These kids, not only did they have not a blemish, they were well favored. And well favored goes into this definition. It says, well looking, having a good countenance or appearance, plump, handsome, fleshy. These were healthy kids. They were well favored. They were well taken care of. And you can tell that your kids are taken care of by what? By how they look, by how they move. Think about it, man. You got a lot of cases right now. I don't know if y'all are into the news, but the news, man, there's a lot of reports being shown about these kids that are being malnourished. They're finding them in houses and cages, not being fed. It's crazy, man. Oh yeah, Esau is ridiculous. But it be Judah too. It be Israel beating up on their kids and not feeding them, man. Keep them stuck up in the room, feeding them porridge. But our children back in the day were no blemish, well favored. Their diet was on 10. Their hair was looking good. Y'all know the kid. You see him? Like, dang, was that throw up from yesterday? That's he said. Like, damn. Every time I smell you, my little boo-boo, just showing forth that. What does it show? That this kid is not being treated well. He's not being nourished. But go ahead.
And skillful in all wisdom.
They were what?
Skillful in all wisdom.
Think about that. But are our children skillful in all wisdom? Let's slow this down. I want this point. These were children of Israel. But it shows for what their parents were instilling within them. What do we know? We know all the cheat codes on Fortnite. Is there cheat codes on Fortnite? Okay, look, they shook their head. They know that. Oh, got him! Stop it. You know all the Israeli cheat codes on Minecraft? Okay. But still, think about it. But what other knowledge do we have that's wisdom? Here's an example. What kids in here know about herbs? Herbs. You, Manasa? No, kids. I need the kids. You got someone else? Oh, okay. Brother had his hand up for a second. Wait a minute. We got a winner. But think about that. Herbs. There was a show. It's called Sinner, right? There's a show called Sinner, and one of the boys, the main character, there was a scene where they went into the woods. This dude was running around with ginger, or whatever herb it was, but he gave the understanding of what the flower was and what it was used for. Think about that. But are we teaching that to our kids? Again, I'm just thought-provoking. Because why? These kids are malleable. They're easy to be taught. Our children were like that. It says that they had what?
Skillful in all wisdom.
Skillful in all wisdom. Read.
And cunning in knowledge.
They were what?
Cunning in
What
knowledge.
knowledge do our kids have? Outside of the everyday rigmarole. Outside of TV. And again, just showing forth, listen, we got to save the kids, man. You know why? Because Esau doesn't want them to know anything. The white man. He wants us to be what? Simple and dumb.
Right.
Majority of our people, when you see them on Instagram and Facebook, what do they care about their children with? Or what is the most important thing that you see that they're showing the children? How to have their outfits on 10. That's all it be. Outfits. Oh, my son dressed up like this, like that. Oh, for real? Timbo polo shirt. Like, my little daughter's dressed just like me. Oh, in the bathing suit. Right, there it is. Mm-hmm. Like, what else are you showing forth of your kids? Huh? Are we showing them that they know their multiplication? They know a little bit of agriculture? They know a little bit of science as we're going to go into it? And what I'm doing, I'm just bringing forth these examples to show forth the standard that we have. Read that again. Read verse 4.
Children, in whom with no blemish,
Go ahead.
but well favored,
Go ahead.
and skillful in all wisdom,
Right.
and cunning, and knowledge,
Read.
and understanding, science.
And then what?
Understanding,
Come on,
science.
man. Who can break down a molecule for me, man? Huh? Who can break down an XY chromosome, huh? No, I'm talking about kid-wise. Yes, I know adults. Stop it. Huh? Who knows what a zygote is? Huh? Look at Alice. Ready. Chem major. Ready. You're a chem major, right? Chemistry. You know? But how much more now our children learning this, man? Our children learning what we know. I love it because, shoot. Come on, man. Have a couple little ones out here, little scientists, man. Einstein didn't invent the atomic bomb, man. It was a little nigga from around the way.
That's right.
I give you his name, too. It was a little nigga from around the way. That's who invented the atomic bomb. It was a brother, man. It's sad because we think that what? The white man came up with everything.
Took everything.
Huh?
So they took everything.
Oh, yeah.
They were beasts.
They took everything from us, but our people are a more intellectual, founded people. What was the brother's name? His name was, I thought I had it right here. It's, I'm going to get back to you on that one. Hold on a second. Not William, no, it's not him. But it was still a brother that was, they made an article in the Times about this brother, man. But just showing forth that our people had knowledge, man. We're not simple. We're not basic. It says that these children had cunning knowledge and understanding in science. Read.
And such as had ability in them to stand in the king's palace.
Think about that. But not only that, they had self-control. You could actually leave your kids somewhere and they were what? They'd be like, dang, whose kids are these? Well-mannered. They were able to stand in the king's palace. Think about that. Skillful in all wisdom, cunning in knowledge, understanding science. And such as had ability in them to stand in the king's palace. Read.
And whom they might teach the learning and the tongue of the Chaldeans.
Yeah, now they're going to teach. And whom they might teach. Oh, they were trying to teach them. And whom they might teach the learning and the tongue of the Chaldeans. But think about this, man. But just showing that their brain was malleable to actually absorb the information. Go to Deuteronomy 4 real quick. Go to Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 6. I'm going to show you something, man. Because the nations knew that we were wise people. The nations knew it. And it's a simple scripture, but I want to bring it back and add this layer to that scripture. Not only was it just us abiding by the laws and statutes, but it's the knowledge that our children and that the women and men had. Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 6. You can start at verse 5.
Come. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4, and verse 5.
Go ahead.
Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord my God commanded me, that ye should do so in the land whither ye go, possess it.
Go ahead.
Keep therefore and do them.
The Most High gave us a way of living. He gave us a standard that was going to supersede us above all nations. Read.
For this is your wisdom and your understanding
Go ahead.
in the sight of the
Yeah,
nations.
when the nation saw us, they were going to see that what? Cunning and knowledge. Had the understanding of the sciences. Abraham was rolling around in that same spirit. It wasn't nothing different. Joseph had that same spirit. Think about it. We just went over in the Sabbath reading, right? How Joseph literally saved Egypt. Egypt was so slow, so lacking in knowledge, they didn't even understand how to save themselves from a famine. But Joseph had to come down, the Hebrew. Joseph had to come down to do what? To teach them, man. To teach them. How old was Joseph whenever he was in that state of Egypt? So what?
Was he in his 30s?
30-year-old, man. Running a whole nation. He ran Pharaoh's household. Only thing Pharaoh did was sit on the throne. That was us. When you get these old Egyptologists cats think that they know everything, we ran your nation. The His Coast kings, huh?
God,
The shepherd kings.
That's right.
Oh, do some research. Those are Israelites. Oh, you know that, did you? Yeah, we ran all that. We held it down. See, but a lot of our people think that through the lack of knowledge, that we were nothing. We were just beasts.
Spiritual.
We had the commandments. No, the commandments was deeper than your understanding. Yeah, we had the commandments and statutes. We had knowledge. We had knowledge. Read it again.
Keep therefore and do them. For this is your wisdom and your understanding.
Right.
In the sight of the nation.
And it was, because why? Joseph came through and broke down those dreams. Not only was he proficient in understanding how to maintain agriculture and how to, think about, okay, well, the famine's not here yet. We got years that we can hold back a little bit, save a little bit, sacrifice, for 7 more years to have food. Think about that. He broke down the dream, gave him an understanding of that, but then plus did all other type of things for Egypt, man. Held down the maintaining of Egypt to make them a superpower. Or to maintain what they had. That was a Hebrew Israelite.
God.
Think about it, man. Think about us even nowadays. America survives off of us. Off of our dollar.
God.
We circulate our dollar all through Esau's neighborhoods, man. Chick-fil-A, their grocery stores. Right when they got all their stuff. What if we got our own grocery store? Ooh. Gonna hurt their pockets.
Oh, they shut us down.
Huh?
They shut us down.
Yeah, they would. They'll try. They'll try to bomb us like they did in Tulsa, Oklahoma, right?
Nah.
Huh?
Black Wall Street.
Why? There's a lot of money circling around over there, generating over there. They had to stop that. Why? Because we were proficient ourselves. Sufficient. Had our own doctors, had our own stores. Think about it. But we were raising our children up in that same mentality. We were raising our children up in, let's support each other. Let's grow in knowledge and wisdom. We don't have to go to their schools. Science so falsely claimed. Read it again. Read verse 7.
Come. Verse 7.
Uh-huh.
For what nation is there so great, who has God so nigh unto them,
Uh-huh.
as the Lord our God is in all things that we call upon him for?
Think about that. What nation has a God that's so nigh unto them to where their children have their cunning in knowledge, understanding in science, and such as had the ability to stand in the king's palace, man? What you got?
Deuteronomy 6:6.
Go ahead.
God. Deuteronomy chapter 6 and verse 6.
Uh-huh. Yeah, the brothers jumping to Deuteronomy chapter 6 and verse 6.
I can actually start. I'd start at 4. I'll just start at 4.
Go ahead.
All right. It said, this is Deuteronomy chapter 6 and verse 4.
Uh-huh.
Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord.
Right.
And thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy might. And these words, which I command thee this day, shall be in thy heart. So when we were getting the knowledge from Moses, the Most High, he was letting us know from that moment that the wisdom was going to be in our mind. This was going to be what we were cycling through our mind daily, consistently. And how will we exercise this? Verse 7. And thou shalt teach them diligently, meaning non-stop. But it's going to show you how non-stop. We talk about the law, the wisdom, the knowledge, and the understanding. It says to teach them diligently unto thy children. And thou shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thy house. So when you woke up in the morning and everybody was having breakfast, you're talking about the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Right? And when thou walkest by the way, so when you're taking your kids shopping or when you're taking your kids to school, right? You're talking to them and reminding them about the word, right? And when thou liest down. So a lot of people, a lot of Israel, a lot of nations, they like to sit their kids down and read them fairy tales before they go to bed. But the Israelites, what were they doing? They were giving them stories about the patriarchs, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the things that they encountered and that they went through. God. That's how our children were getting taught, and that's why they were able to stand before kings and rulers. God. When you look at Daniel's characteristic, which was one of those holy children, when you look at Daniel's characteristic, he was already being a judge and a defender for a woman. When you read Bel and the Dragon, right? In the Apocrypha, he was defending a woman against these two elder men. Susanna in the dragon, I'm sorry.
No, Susanna.
It's Suzanne, yeah. But he's defending a woman against these two prosecutors. So this is the knowledge and wisdom that you would have to learn at an early age in order to defend somebody, save somebody's life, to be a ruler. Because when you see Daniel as he got older, he became the ruler, aside from the emperor, of Babylon. What was it?
Babylon?
Yeah, Babylon. Of Babylon during that time. So he was the one who ruled the realm. So this is the characteristics and this is the footsteps that it took for the children to be those great men. It said, and thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children, and thou shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thy house, and when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up. And it shall bind them for a sign upon thy hand, and they shall be as frontlets between thy eyes.
Right.
So even when we were working, it was in the name, it was in the understanding of the scriptures. When Joseph delegated on how to properly use the resources of saving the corn and stockpiling it, it was all in the name of the Most High, the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. So that was it.
No, it's right on point. And just before we start, we're going to have some babies in our school that can be able to speak English, Spanish, and Hebrew. It's doable. You know, whatever you put in their brain, their mind is malleable. It's a sponge. Oh yeah, let's not forget about Abraham talked to them before. Jesus Car had the knowledge of what? So, you know, again, even with this diet in Americans, man, it goes in about their diet, about what they ate. They had very small rations because your body doesn't need a lot of food for it to be Daniels. Go back to Daniel chapter 1.
Daniel chapter 1 and verse 4.
Go ahead.
Children in whom was no blemish, but well favored and skillful in all wisdom,
Go ahead.
and cunning and knowledge and understanding science, and such as had ability in them to stand in the king's palace.
This should be a standard for us, man. This should be a standard for us whenever we think about our children and what we want them to be. You know how it says, with no vision is the people perish?
God.
Vision from your child. Rather than just do what? Feed them, clean them, and that's it. Go on about your business. Nah, we got to be more alert. There's more that we can do for our nation.
Might teach the learning, teach me,
Wine. They want to give kids wine. That's exactly what Daniel said.
and for the king, I will Mondi,
That's all right.
and as he gave unto Daniel, Belshazzar, Mishael,
Shadrach, and Billy.
verse 8,
What?
will not
Cause they do that. They did that purposely, man.
in his heart.
Most likely, it's probably into one of our that the evil. Go. Always tries to turn go, huh?
You want
7.
Come.
Go ahead.
Goodbye.
26.
Iron and salt.
Read.
And salt.
Read.
All these.
Those who mind negative, it says iron. But read verse 27.
All these things are for the good to the godly.
Read.
So to the sinners, they are turned into
Yeah,
evil.
they turn things to evil. But Daniel knew this. That's why he didn't trust the king. He was like, nah, I'm good. I don't have to eat your meats. Because why? You probably got something in the meat, man. You trying to hold us back. You trying to take away from our virtue. You're trying to give us something that we don't need for our spirit. You're trying to defile us. See, but that's the mindset that we have to think about Esau. He tries to defile us.
God.
He tries to defile our kids. Why do you think they got transgenders now teaching classes, right?
God.
Huh? You got transgender reading book time. Like, are you for real? What you got?
And I've even heard that some of the transgenders or whatever, some of them are coming out, well, being exposed to being pedophiles.
Oh, that definitely. That demon goes deep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Whoa.
That. What? Oh, yes.
It's just like in California. I'm pretty sure y'all know they passed that law that allows them to.
That's why they call them fires out there. Huh?
10 years less than so you can be 22 and mess with a 12-year-old, but you
Yeah.
can't mess with anybody under the age of 12.
Yes.
It's sick out there, dog.
Yes.
That's dog. You feel me?
No, I wish. But you know, but I'm saying that like they're not. America's not only the first. Even whenever you deal with, what country is that? Greece.
Yeah.
Greece actually allowed pedophilia. That's why Tom Hanks is out there now. His wife is out there. You gotta see why a lot of people are going to Greece now for citizenship. Why? Because those things are proper. When you deal with France French came out with that movie, what was that? Cuties? The movie Cuties? Oh,
On
man.
Netflix. Yeah, they
It was on Netflix.
Yeah,
Huh?
they took that off.
No, they did. Cuties is still up there. You're talking about they took that off. They take that off?
They took it off.
For a minute? Nah, they let that roll.
Also, they must have re-put it up there.
Yeah, come on, man. Listen, they let that roll, but it shows for how they try to defile our kids. That's going to be another part of the class. So I'm going on health now, but still, even with that, you got what? 12-year-old, 11-year-old girls twerking. She had a twerk demon on her eye. She had a twerk demon on her. If you ain't seen it, go ahead and watch that. And see the filth that they're trying to pump into our children's minds. You got
Joel 3:3 said they gave a boy for a harlot.
right.
And sold a young girl for wine. So that's been happening since the biblical time period.
Whack. Say it again.
Joel 3:3 says they gave a young boy for a harlot
Right.
and sold a young girl for wine. So back in the ancient times, pedophilia and all the transgenderisms have been going on.
Oh,
They
yeah.
perpetuate it.
Oh yeah, it's just at a higher rate now. And
Right.
I'll say this now because of social media, now you see more.
That's
That's all it is. But how much more now, even dealing with the food, right? Everybody's talking about my third eye. Well, all that damn drinking is clogging your damn third eye. Huh? They call it your pineal gland, right? But there's a lot of food that we do what? That causes not blood flow to your brain. That causes not blood flow to all your extremities. That's why frankincense actually is a what? It's something that causes blood flow to your pineal gland, right? It's an automatic third eye opener. Oh, let's see how much your third eye is going to help you. Because your third eye don't mean nothing if you don't have knowledge, right? If you're not applying anything or teaching your children what to eat and what not to eat, what time in the morning is a good time to eat. Because think about it. A lot of us were taught to do what in the morning? Have your biggest meal. That's actually wrong. It's like a car. You got to let the car warm up. Your body's the same way. It has to warm up in the morning. All you need is liquids. You don't need anything too heavy. And it's the same thing for kids, man. But again, if you raise them up, we're going to get there on a routine, they'll be used to it. These individuals are going to be machines, man. We'll get to it. But where we at in Daniels?
Daniel chapter 1 and verse 8.
Yeah, Daniel chapter 1 and verse 8. You don't have to put them in the scriptures, I guess. Are you doing the scriptures?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
It's going on some.
Okay, go ahead.
Daniel chapter 1 and verse 8.
Go ahead.
But Daniel proposed in his heart that he would not defile himself with the portion of the king's meat,
Read.
nor with the wine which he drank. Therefore, he requested of the prince of the eunuchs, that he might not defile himself.
That he may not defile himself. We got to see where did he get the standard from to not want to defile his temple with food. Because now our kids do what? They ready to eat anything. Now I'm gonna say this. Yeah, we know about pork and stuff like that, but when it comes to other meats or other foods, we really don't think consciously about how it can negatively affect our body. Like, who likes Debbie cakes in here? Raise your hand. Yeah, raise them high. I want to see who Debbie cake is. I know you got honey buns, wrappers underneath your bed.
I ain't had them jumps in a minute though.
Right? And we got cats that love that, but not knowing that what? They got a lot of sugars, a lot of preservatives. It affects your body. When we feed our kids those for what? Snacks. And I'm hit you with the bars, the granola bars, even those. You think that they're healthy, it depends on what it is. A lot of it has preservatives in it. But again, these aren't things that we're consciously aware of. But let me show you. Just dealing with Daniel and these kids, how to have our kids in that same mind. Go to Psalm 78 and 3. Psalm chapter 78 and verse 3. Because what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you a list of foods, man. I'm going to give you a list of foods that you can start looking into and adding in your diet for your children. Right? This is what we do for each other, man. You get a lot of Israelites that come around on doctrine. Stop the games, man. Show me how to keep my kid healthy. Show me how to keep my mind healthy. Huh? This is Psalm chapter 78 and verse 3.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 78 and verse 3.
Yeah, Psalm chapter 78 and verse 3, because we see the example of how our forefathers were moving. Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. You know, they were cunning in science. They had knowledge. They had manners. Kids nowadays, I was in the mall, Lynn Haven. It was some Jew that came from a distance. I heard it was hollering. You know it was Judah because it's the slang, but still, the mall's packed. But this cat is a mongrel. This cat is a beast. But why? Because our people don't understand that we were supposed to have a standard. Their parents never taught them a standard. Because why? A lot of our parents just think that because I feed you, that's it. No, it's more than that. There's a little bit more work that has to be done if you want to create something. Just like y'all, right? With your jobs. Your jobs, a lot of times, your job will invest in you. Your job will invest in you so they do what? They'll send you to a training over here. They'll pay for you to on the job training somewhere with another guy that knows a little bit more than you. They're investing. Why? Because they want to give you information and see how it's going to flourish, or you'll be a good representative for the company. That brother's going to be good in that position, managerial position. Oh yeah, you got to show them the ropes. How much more the same mentality for your children? Read where you at.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 78, and verse 3.
Go ahead.
Which we have heard and known, and how our fathers have told us.
Read.
We will not hide them from their children.
Oh, jump up to see where we at. I said Psalm 78. Go to what verse 1?
Verse 1.
Bring it on down.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 78, and verse 1.
Psalms chapter 78 and verse 1. And I'm gonna say this, for the parents, for those that want to be future parents, man, this is very important, man. It's beautiful actually, because the Most High gave us these children for a purpose, man, to help you. And Parker Barr said, and I saw that a lot of brothers, a lot of sisters push their children to do what? Sports. Like, that's the main thing. There's nothing wrong with sports, don't get me wrong. But there's more than just sports, man. You got to think about it. Yes, we're going to keep them physically active, but how much their brain now intellectually active? Huh? Being able to know a little bit of Mandarin. Huh? A little bit of what's the Pakistani language? No. Well, Arabic is one.
Farsi.
No, Farsi is Iraq. You have Punjabi's Indian. I forget whatever. But there's a lot of different dialects. But in Arabic, right? Jazakallah khair, right? Like bless you. That's you have even when you go into the Pakistani language, which is I don't know how I forgot it, but you have like what we said yesterday, tugrati, right? To the dude, he knew what it was. Oh no, it's actually shukra. Shukra is thank you. Shukran is in Arabic, thank you. There's a lot of different small things that we can pick up. Japanese, sumimasen, onomai desu ka. Our brain is very able to soak all these things in. So how much more now our children on small things? We can get around, man. I'm trying to tell you, the dude was shocked that I knew his language. He was Pakistani, huh?
No, that's crazy. You just shocked.
Yeah, but the thing about it, I just picked it up by talking to somebody. How much more now if you really study this a little bit? You get a little bit of the Chinese, Shishini, right?
Ni hao man.
Right? Shishini, thank you. You could go all through the world,
Hit him with your Japanese, baby.
Huh?
Hit him with your Japanese.
Yeah, the Japanese. I can actually, even with Japanese, and the funny with Japanese, I went through a express course, a fast course, and I learned so much. I was able to go to Japan and actually fend for myself. Go around the city without a phone and all these, where's this at, or this bus station, but how much more now children that are just an open book. I had a lot of filth already in me, so it's a half bottle already filled. How much more they have nothing. And like the brother was saying, the Hebrew, man, being able to go through the prayers, the words, So, but where you at?
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 78, and verse 1.
Go ahead.
Give ear, O my people, to my law. Incline your ears to the words of my mouth. I will open my mouth in a parable. I will utter dark sayings of old.
I will utter dark sayings. Give ear, O my people, to my law. Go ahead.
Which we have heard and known, and how fathers have told us.
Right, and our fathers have told us. That's one thing that our fathers lacked, was communication. That's one thing that our mothers lacked, was what? Communication. And that's one thing that we should be instilling and practicing within ourselves to give to our children so that they can do what? Be individuals that can communicate how they feel. That's one thing that we really don't go into, right? Our feelings. But how much more now we don't do that with our children? They catch on to that. We should make them able, or show them how to do what? To communicate what's on their mind. Be able to communicate the right way to where they're not offensive. They don't come off as being overbearing or have a certain attitude when they talk. It's all teachable things. We're learning it now. We're learning how to talk better, how to communicate better, same thing. But we're seeing that we were supposed to get this from our fathers. Go ahead.
Verse 4. We will not hide them from their children.
We'll do what?
We will not hide them from their
We're
children.
going to give them historical information and understanding that what? That our people were a great people. That our people knew sciences, irrigation. But how much more now teaching them these things. So what does that mean? We have to learn. That means we got to learn. We just don't take them to the white man and send them to the white man to learn sciences. You can do that in your own house. Get your own book. Get your own little understanding to where you can do what? Now be able to teach your children your curriculum. Esau knows exactly what they're doing, man. They're allowing us to, or they're giving us the opportunity to give up our children so that they can feed them with their meats. They can feed them with their wines. But what is wine an example of, or figurative example of? The influence. They're influencing our kids with craziness, man. But what are we putting in their brain to counteract that? What are we putting in their brain to counteract the TV shows? What are we putting in their brain to counteract the things that they see in the world? Think about it, but how much more? What are we putting in their body? What are we putting in their body to really give them nourishment? To allow them to grow? Keep reading.
Shewing to the generation to come the praises of the Lord and his strength,
right?
And his wonderful works that he hath done.
Read.
For he established a testimony in Jacob and appointed a law in Israel.
Go ahead.
Which he commanded our fathers, that they should make them known to their children.
Read.
That the generation to come might know them, even the children which should be born.
Come on, think about that. In the generation to come might know them, even the children which should be born. We're going to be knowing of each other, the great works that we've done. But I'm going to say this, think about it. All the great works, all the knowledge, all the things that we learn, what does it take within us to learn? Energy. It takes energy. It takes brain capacity to soak up knowledge. Think about it. I see it. You know about rims, don't you? You know about cars. Like, I'm talking about detail, though. The brother knows about the specs on spokes. Think about that, right? It's dope though, but it shows forth how that brain is able to do what? Soak it all up. Rather than what? Music. Once you put on a Hebrew songs to where now these words are starting to click in their brain. You talk to them in that language, what happens? They start talking back. They saying shalom. They saying tawad. Salah. Oh, what? Right? They saying all these different things. It's like, hold on, where'd you get that from? Seen it from dad, came hearing it, seen it from mom. But it says that they were going to point, and our children were going to know each other. Go ahead.
Who should arise and declare them to their children?
Go ahead.
That they might set hope in God.
Go ahead. And
not forget the works of God, but keep his commandments.
Don't forget the works of God, and one of the works was that he made us above all people. Deuteronomy 7:6. He made us above all people on the face of the earth. We're smarter. We have a higher knowledge. But how do we do it? Proverbs 22:6. Proverbs chapter 22 in verse 6. And then somebody go back and give me that Ecclesiasticus 30:25.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 22, and verse 6.
Go ahead.
Train up a child in the way he should go. And when he is old, he will not depart from it.
When you think about it, train up a child in the way that he should go. Again, we just think about the laws, statutes, and commandments. Yes. What's added into the law? The dietary law. Health, herbs, right? But do we really go into that and raise them up in a healthy way to live? In a good eating habit? What's going to get away a headache rather than pills? Think about it. A lot of us do what? My father, all he did was eat aspirin. But what happened to him? That's when he had ulcers in his belly. Throwing up blood, pooping up blood. Due to the fact of what? All the BC powder. All the pills you want to take. Rather than do what? Have a better diet. Take some herbs for the headache. Take some herbs for the body pain. But a lot of times we just rely on what? Pills. That's what Esau gave us. A lot of Edomites. Think about it. I'm going to show you this too. Batman, right? Dr. One always made this point. Does anybody know after Batman worked out what he ate in the morning? Was that after he worked out or before he worked out? Before he worked out.
Both.
Both. That was who was his, what's his name?
Christian Bale.
Christian Bale.
First thing he did.
That's you. You know, what did he have to eat after and before he worked out? So I'm gonna show you how Esau does it. He puts it in his movies. That's why I love movies. I gotta start looking at it a little bit deeper. But what did he eat? What you got?
Was it like a pre-workout or something?
You didn't have no pre-workout. Definitely no pre-workout. We are the workout. And I pump it up. So I am the pre-workout. We are the pre-workout. But no. What did Christian Bale have? Anybody online? Anybody answer? Because it's still buffing. This is whack, man. Satan knows. It's okay. We got a couple classes working on this. Oh, it's not?
It was in Dark Knight, right?
Yeah. Ariana, give it away. What was he eating?
He was drinking a green drink.
He was doing what?
Drinking a green drink.
He was drinking juice, huh? It could have been kale, whatever. It was green.
Was it sea moss?
I don't know if it was sea moss. I ain't see the bottle. I ain't see what the mixture of it was.
Well, when you go into like just drinking in the morning, first thing you want to do.
Stand up.
So like, first thing you want to do is you want to drink the darker greens because it detoxifies, takes out all the extras in your belly. You're gonna crap that out, and then after the workout, you get your lighter greens, which will go into like different colors that you mix fruit with to energize you. So, yeah.
But think about that. But when we think about it, it's like, are we instilling these things or these methods into our kids? A lot of us don't know. But even there, white folks will show you that, nah, we juicing in the morning. We pressing. Like, we got a spot in the mall. It's a little Korean woman. She got all the different type of juices, all the different teas. You know, even like me and Kwazaba was just talking a couple of days ago about rather than blending or juicing, use a presser. A presser's less violent. You get a little bit more juice. You know, you get a little bit more of the nutrients, less of the scum on top. You know, the little foam that's left off of the juicer. But growing up, we never were trained that way. So now we're retraining ourselves to what? To know a better way to eat, a better way to have a healthy body. But read it again.
Proverbs chapter 22 and verse 6.
Go ahead.
Train up a child in the way he should go.
Go ahead.
And when he is old, he will not depart from it.
Yeah, he's not going to depart. Because why? It's something that was ingrained within him. It's like a computer piece. It's with him. That processor, it's going to keep moving and moving. What you going to do is upgrade the processor to the next level. But how much more now you train your kids on what? Fruit. Kazakia's son, this brother does not eat meat. That young brother does not eat meat. He will spit it out. He knows what's up. You look at it, nah, I'm good. He got like a spidey sense for it, man. But what is he eating on? Salads, veggies. You know, he gets on his little pescatarian diet, a little fish. You know, when it comes to meat, he ain't dealing with that. Chicken, steak, nah, homie. But the thing about it is that when you see kids, whenever they're literally raised upon that, this man is smart, man. Young kid, I think, how old is Shimano?
3.
If y'all see how he was born, he was a premature baby, man. Size of somebody's palm. But now his brother's saluting at the age of 3. Brother saluting though. Locked in, tuned in.
God.
But how? Because he's being raised up that way, man. You know, and I'm not throwing punches because, again, even kids now, they're still malleable. How old are you, Asia? 11. How old are you, Nasaza? 8. You can still do what? Good habits. Change up. It's the same thing with us. We have to change up our habits. How much more? They're younger. They're younger. That's a lot easier. Because they don't know anything anyway. They don't know nothing about their body. They don't know how to control their hunger. But one thing that you do, you can start putting forth good food within their body. Go back to that Ecclesiasticus 30 and 25, right? That's what I asked for? Ecclesiasticus 30 and 25. Just going on this train up the child in the way that he should go. Well, we should train him in a good diet. Have him in a good, nutritious, fundamental, needed diet for children, man. What foods are we giving for our children so that their joints can continue to be lubricated while they run around like mad men and mad women? Huh? What food can we give them to give them energy? Huh? Rather than have to get what? Turned up on sugar. Right? We give our kids a lot of sugar not knowing that's going to be a downfall later in their life. Read where you at.
Ecclesiasticus.
You got plenty of readers. I need more readers.
Chapter 30 and verse 25.
Go ahead.
A cheerful and good heart will have a care of his meat and diet.
Think about that. But how much more the parent? We should be in a cheerful mind, a progressive, optimistic mind for our children, to where we want to make them be, healthy and thriving. It's like we should invest everything in our child that our parents never invested in us. I'm not talking about the carnal things. Now I'm talking about the spiritual things. I'm talking about the health things. Jump back to what? Ecclesiastes 30 and 15. That health and good estate of body is above infinite wealth. Health is wealth, literally. But are we constantly having that in our mind, even with ourselves? You know why we're so lazy? Why we're so tired? Your diet is garbage. We try to do what? We go to bed late, we drink the alcohol, then in the morning we try to do what? We gotta get up, we gotta get a pick-me-up. So then what I gotta do? I gotta drink the coffee. Not knowing that the coffee is depressing your brain. Mm-hmm. It's making it think that you don't have the energy. You have the energy, you just don't have the willpower.
That's right.
What you got?
Verse 16.
Read it.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 30 and verse 16.
Go ahead.
There is no riches above a sound body, and no joy above the joy of the heart.
So, I'm sorry. Go ahead, read it again.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 30 and verse 16. There is no riches above a sound body.
So no matter whatever it is you accumulate in life, whether it be wealth, fortune, whatever, there's nothing that can be compared to a sound body, to a healthy body. So you have to, but what does that entail? That entails your intake. That entails on what you're doing to get your body to that well estate. There can't be anything that's comparable to it. Why? Because if you're not feeling good, think about it like this. You're a millionaire, you got all the money in the world, but you're hooked up to a ventilator. How can you enjoy your money?
What about the kids though? Bring it back to the kids.
Okay, the kids, you got all you're a rich kid. You're a rich kid. But you can't do anything. Why? Because you're one of those crippled kids that with the extra skinny legs that gotta roll around in the wheelchair that moves your chin. Why? Because you didn't nurture yourself, or you weren't nurtured from a young age.
That might be an element at Birdhouse. You went deep. I'm gonna say this. Let's go like this.
And then I got one more.
Yeah, but that wasn't help. That was probably something that was taken with his DNA.
I got one more. Okay. I got a few. But I got another one.
Cause that. But go ahead. We don't want to laugh at that. Come say this. Even those elements those elements, a lot of people deal with that. They may have family members that deal with that. We're not laughing at that because a lot of our people are dealing with bad health. But that right there may be a legit disease that happened at birth.
But it could have been because of the parents' bad health as well.
That's facts.
We're
going to go into that due to what? Alcohol, the drug abuse,
right.
All these different things, definitely.
But another one that just came to mind. Like, ADD and ADHD. Right? So you're
attention deficit disorder.
Attention deficit disorder, or you're hyperactive all the time.
Right.
So that's due.
Hasn't been spanked yet.
No, you're still hyper. You're still hyper. Yeah. So that's a lot of that's attributed to your malnutrition. Right. So you're not getting enough nutrients or minerals for you to intake in your brain in order for you to control and have a better sound mind.
Right.
So instead they use Ritalin and they use this other one. Because I used to take Ritalin as a kid. Mm-hmm. It's another one too. But what it entails, it's a gateway for you to just be a drug addict in the future.
Right.
But why am I bringing that up? Because you can't spend any type of money to get a good health. You shouldn't have a limit on trying to get this good health. You should put that in to the nutrients of what's going to get your body established.
Facts.
So instead of spending money on gear like the latest J's and the latest stuff for your kids, right? You got to think about what nutrients, what vegetables, what herbs are you trying to fill up your pantry with.
And that's why, that's right on point. Going right into my next point.
But hey,
but just going into what verse you at?
Ecclesiasticus chapter 30 and verse 16.
Read it again.
There is no riches above a sound body.
Here's a question. What allows a body to be sound? Parents. Any parents online, give me an example of what you give your kids to make them have a sound body. I just want to see. I just want to see because, again, we have a lot of more progressive parents now in the truth, which is good. And then plus it's good so that everybody can see what they're doing for their kids. What you got?
A good diet, that's one of them.
Well, what specifically is in their diet? See, I want to know specifics. I want to know what specifically is being given to give your kid energy. Why you give this to your kid for whatever purpose. You know, like for example, like vitamin D oil, right? Vitamin D oil. A lot of kids don't get vitamin D being outside, coronavirus season, right? But vitamin D oil is being shown now to be what? Almost like a super herb, to where it functions all through the body. Your organs need vitamin D to function. What you got?
Well,
Bring it out, come on.
when the coronavirus thing was starting to pop off and whatever, I heard about what is that? Ginger root.
Right.
So I heard about making it into a tea. So what I did was the ginger root, lemon, because I heard the citrus helps out and the honey.
Right.
So I gave that to my daughter, you know, and that, you know, because it clears out a lot of inflammatory.
Yeah,
like,
mucus.
Mucus, yeah.
Right.
Inside the body, gets out, you know,
Yeah.
and especially when it's hot.
Right.
So and that helped my daughter because she has like a little breathing things every once in a while.
Oh, and asthma?
No, it's
Allergies?
yeah, because my daughter has like a medical condition, you know. So my daughter had cancer and stuff like that.
Okay, thank you.
So
What type?
she had brain cancer.
Oh.
So that's one thing like I have to be a little protective over, you know what I'm saying?
No, definitely.
So and then they said the ginger root, not what they do. But it's the ginger root in specific it helps strengthen your immune system.
Oh, definitely.
So especially like it's for a lot of people, they brew it, you know, and it's real potent. And I heard turmeric does it like the same thing almost.
Right.
So,
turmeric
yeah,
does
so
it.
like a lot of those do a lot of they help your immune system and you could like cough it out or you know
Right.
like that too.
What you got?
Besides ginger root and turmeric, also herbs. You got burdock root, dandelion.
Yeah.
What's burdock root for though?
Burdock root.
I don't want to go all the way into it, but go ahead.
It's basically like a detox, I think, something like that. I gotta read the packet again, but I got like a lot of packets at the house.
Oh yeah.
But besides the herbs, I used to give my son since he's been born, he's only been drinking like almond milk.
Okay, so no dairy, no mucus, or plus in the milk.
Straight almond milk.
Right, more healthy. And this is Kaya. I think that the kids who have ADHD are those who need to be involved in physical sports to burn off some of that fats. I give them vitamins. Like my kids, I give them vitamins, cod liver oil. They like smoothies blended with fruits and veggies, and I like that. Even things like that going into the smoothies, the oils. That's gonna raise these men and women again to be healthy, man. You know, as we see Esau punts their fast food to us all the time. Right? They got a fast food spot on every block. And you can smell them french fries in your AC, man. Them french fries are calling your name. Because they know there's something in your brain that does what? Ooh, I gotta have it. I gotta have it. That's why I told a lot of people back in the day just about prepping. Having food prepped, you ain't got to worry about doing what? You gotta cook. Because then whenever you have something cooked, it kind of gives you a sense of, you know what, I don't need that, I already got food at the house. Rather than being like, damn, it's gonna take me time to cook this, but this burger's calling my name. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I'm happy I'm not in Texas right now because I used to go to Whataburger and get that triple meat, man. I used to look at that triple meat. It was me against the burger. No, for real, that burger would bring a beast at you, man. It was me against the burger. I said, you ain't finna defeat me, and I don't even know how to do it.
on the Texas toast. Oh.
Huh?
On the Texas toast.
You know, but I'm gonna say this though, but I passed by when I was going from, I was coming back to Virginia, I passed by a Whataburger. I had to keep on rolling, man. I was like, nah, I'm good. Why? Because, you know, I was gonna get filthy some other food, but still. But you know, it's just that it's funny. I didn't really eat on the trip back, but just showing forth that having a little bit of control, but understanding what's good for us at that time. Burdock root for iron. There it is. They lift weights and do pull-ups and stay in shape since they can't go outside fast. They rarely eat fast food. There it is. Teaching to eat foods with needed vitamins. This is Dorcas. Teaching to eat foods with needed vitamins in them, and parents have to eat and drink healthy, by example. Ginger, kale, seaweed, fruits, nuts. And that's what it is. It's about empowering our nation with knowledge. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to go into, just on this level about the brain function. Like, who knows what is good food to allow healthy brain functioning for your child? You know what I'm saying? What to give it a little bit more of a spark. You know, a lot of us try to do the limitless pill. I be trying to find it, man. I be trying to find that concoction of the limitless pill, but we can get it in food. You know, I was a vegan for 2 years, and I remember individuals were like, "You don't take protein powder?" Like, nah, man, I just eat. Because eating will give you everything that you need, literally. And there's a lot of vegetables that have more proteins than meat. Remember, you know, that protein in meat is basically cycled through what? What does a cow eat? Anybody? Think about it, man. Grass, rich protein. So you're getting secondhand protein through meat. If you want to be technical about it. What you got?
There's this term. It's like eat as strong as the ox. So eat what the ox eat.
Okay.
Right.
So what does the ox eat, Ox?
He's an herbivore.
There it is. He's eating veggies, huh?
Like a silverback gorilla too.
Gorilla's one of the strongest pound for pound animals, man. You know what I mean? Pound for pound.
Eating bamboo.
Right? I think him and the rhino. I think the rhino's right behind him, pound for pound. And that man's what? Veggies. He's ready, man. But just to show forth that, you know, having this good diet is needed, but also giving needed nutrition for our food. So the first, peanut butters are a good source of vitamin E. A potent antioxidant that protects nervous members, plus thallium to help the brain and nervous system use glucose for energy. So you can give peanut butter as a form of what? Energy, brain function. Get that brain and nervous system moving and grooving. The brother right here was like, what? Peanut butter gets you swole, right? It does more than get you swole. It gets that brain moving and grooving. But a lot of times we do what? Peanut butter and jelly. But what's the jelly? The jelly a lot of times has preservatives, high in sugar, high in fructose corn syrup. You know, so a lot of things we're giving is halfway there. But then we add the jelly, which does what? Just ruins it all. But peanut butter. Peanut butter is good for brain function. And I'm going to say this as we get deeper, because I used to eat it in the morning, but it used to be toast. It used to be whole wheat toast, peanut butter, raspberries, berries. That was it. But at that time in my life, I was the most healthiest. Cats thought I was, oh, that brother, you gotta be fit. Nah, I was vegan. You know, so we gotta see that there's a lot of food that we can eat that, again, we don't have to overindulge ourselves with, and it gives your body exactly what it needs. But more importantly, it gives your children that brain power that they need to get up in the morning. You know, rather than needing what? Needing a pick-me-up. Or they need some type of stimulant, because the stimulant is going to technically jack them up down the road. They always need a stimulant. It's like a crackhead, man. He needs to get stimulated by that crack high, right? That weed, and he gets stimulated by that weed high. You know, so how much more the coffee, you know. But peanut butter, I'm going to try to write this down. Going right into it. Check this out. Let's go. I'm going to give you an example just about the peanut butter, right? It says eat more peanut butter. It says for a twist on an old favorite, make a peanut butter and banana sandwich. Wait a minute.
I said that.
He said, I said that. We all said that. I think you said, no, you definitely said that. But it says add a peanut butter and banana sandwich. Dip apple slices in peanut butter or top off your favorite salad with a handful of peanuts. Come on now. This Jules real quick. Repeat that again. Let's get it. For a twist on an old favorite, peanut butter and jelly, right? Favorite salad with a handful of peanuts. Again, it's like peanut butter. It's Old Faithful. I was like, what's that white bread, right? The whole grains provide, and a lot of times diabetics have an issue goes throughout the whole body. The body, And then people have what? Especially when you get that, how much more now you get in your child. Now the nervous system said that I didn't want to have the king's meats. But again, think about it. Whole grain. And I specifically am dropping a list just to show our people things that you can practically put in your life. Let's go to the store, get some peanut butter, get some whole grain bread. Alright? Check this out. Let's go deep on ingredients about whole grain bread. Because I want these days. But it says make sure a whole grain is the first ingredient listed. Fat popcorn for a fun snack. I'm going to read it again. But think outside the box. Mashed potatoes. You know what I'm saying? We do the white rice. But it says do the whole wheat couscous. A little bit better. You get the grain in it now. Now you're starting to implement specific things in your diet that you can do. Rather than rice, do the couscous. The whole wheat couscous. You know, do the quinoa. Levels. Tips for quesadillas, wraps, and snacks. What do we have down for buffering again? Oh, you got to my hands, Jack.
Apples and peanut butter.
Gotcha. Now, what else is other food that your brain good for? Anybody know what whole grain is good for? What you got, Untitled?
Is it vitamins?
The brain?
Huh?
Brain?
Yeah, the nervous system. It's good for the nervous system. What would the substitute for peanuts be for those kids who have? Shoot, let's go into it. You can do a lot more outside of peanuts.
You got almond butter.
Yeah, almond butter. I'm gonna go into this. So we got almond butter. What else we got?
Chickpeas.
Oh, there it is. Chickpeas is actually pretty good. You have a chickpea salad, you blend them up. It's almost like a tuna salad, but it's a chickpea salad. So other things that are high in vitamin E, you have sunflower seeds, you have beets, beet greens, collard greens. You can do pumpkin. Don't they have like pumpkin spray? Or no? Pumpkin butter? Do that? Pumpkin butter. Just for high in vitamin E. But I would do that pumpkin butter. For more vitamin E if they're allergic. But yeah, beet greens, collard greens, spinach, these are high foods that are good with vitamin E within them. Alright, let's see. Where we at? What time is it? 9. We'll do a couple more real quick. We're gonna do berries. Berries. I know I gotta do better at eating more fruit. Cause fruit, oh come on. Shit. That's why those juices gotta be on point. The early morning juices, gotta get you right. But berries, strawberries, cherries, blueberries, blackberries. The more the intense color, the more nutrition is in the berry. Berries boost high levels of antioxidants, especially vitamin C, which may help prevent cancer. So just showing that these berries are high in vitamin C. All right, berries, strawberries, blackberries. Check this out. Eat more berries. Add berries to veggies that may need a flavor boost. You can even do this, even with your salads. Those strawberries, those raspberries, those blackberries in that salad. Ooh. Make your own vinaigrette. Ooh. Come on now, a little avocado on the side, nice little fat, you know. But again, berries is going to be another great source of vitamin C as well as omega-3 fats. It's good for the body. It oils the joints. Berries. Y'all got that? Alright, I'm not trying to keep everybody asleep. That's why they sleep up in here. You better wake up. Let me give you a couple more. Check this out. We'll go into it as well. Colorful veggies. You know, a lot of people got issues with veggies, man. You know, it's funny because even growing up, you see on the plate, you may have like a meat, a mess load of meat, a little small piece, like some peas, mashed potatoes. You get like a little bit of veggies, but, you know, majority of your plate should be veggies. But it says colorful veggies. Tomatoes, sweet potatoes, spinach, vegetables with rich, deep color are the best source of antioxidants that keep brain cells strong and healthy. Again, we're talking about brain health here. Talking about brain health. So veggies keep that brain moving and grooving. Check this out. Eat more veggies. Try sweet potato fries. cut up in wedges or sticks. Spray them with vegetable oil, or you can do your another good oil is it's expensive though. My brain just
Black seed oil.
No, not black seed oil. Give me 1 second. It's another oil that Dr. Sadie promotes that you can cook with. Oh my goodness, we just ran out of it. Anybody?
Grapeseed oil.
Grapeseed oil, there it is. Grapeseed oil is another good oil. What you have?
How do the veggies circulate to your brain?
It's the nutrition within it, the vitamins.
Wow.
Oh yeah, throughout the whole body. Your body got to get some type of energy somehow. Think about it. Your body, the nervous system is vast. So all your nerves, all your listen, it's crazy, man. All the firing of the neurotransmitters. How does it get the energy? It's beautiful when you think about it. But it shows forth again what food does. Food is fuel. Just like whenever you pump that fuel in your gas tank, somehow the gas gets all throughout that car. It makes everything run, right? Same thing with your body. Your body is literally fueled by the food that you eat. When it breaks down and processes, breaks down in your body, and all the nutrients starts going out to all the different limbs and areas that it needs to be. Come on, man. The body's a beautiful machine, but do we treat it like it's a machine? Are we treating our young kids like that car you got in your garage that you slowly but surely try to get ready for that summer night? That summer day. Drop top, it's clean, it's shined up, engine's on point. You took the time to do what? To literally take care of it and grow it. And to see it be better and better, shinier and shinier, better engines, better parts. It's the same thing with your child. You're literally putting in these nutrients to watch them grow. I ain't gonna lie, when I was a vegan, I literally did things just to see how my body would react. How my body would react to specific foods. That's actually why I went vegan. And I loved it. But how much more now your children and their reaction time and their things that they pick up, how fast they move, what they can understand when you teach them, what they can recite back to you. Give them a little 15, 20-minute session of some type of learning to see exactly if their brain is absorbing it or if they're what? Everywhere. Their mind is just jumping. So, colorful veggies. What does it say? Let's go into it. Kids love spinach salads with lots of stuff in them, like strawberries, mandarin oranges, sliced almonds. Think about that. Adding more of a fruitful salad in front of your kids. Come on, man. I mean, what else they gonna eat? Shit, you better eat this or eat nothing at all. I know y'all remember them days. When you think about it, we use grapeseed oil, it's really good. Dorothy said avocado oil, almond oil, sesame seed oil, coconut oil. Right. You know, fish. Oh, definitely. Fish is definitely another amino acid or omega-3. It's a good fat. You know, avocado is a good fat as well, man. Y'all should try it one night. Just work out, eat you an avocado, slice it open. Throw a little bit of soy sauce, a little salt on it, a little flavor. You'll feel it in your body. You'll go, dang, I got that glow. I got a little zig. But I'm gonna show you something. Go to Ecclesiasticus 30:3, and we'll save this for next class. Ecclesiasticus chapter 30 and verse 3.
Ecclesiasticus.
Let me get it. Ecclesiasticus 30 and verse 3. But just to show forth about what mindset you're in whenever you're preparing your son's food. You know, what you're thinking about is going to give them good health. There's a reason behind it, man. There's a reason behind why we teach our children the Bible, why we teach them the wisdom, the knowledge, why we feed them the way we do. There's a reason behind all that. Go ahead.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 30 and verse 3.
Go ahead.
He that teacheth his son grieveth the enemy.
Yeah, Esau. Esau don't like that, man. Esau don't like whenever you start teaching your son healthy habits. Esau don't like whenever you teach your son who he is and how he defiles the earth. How the earth is defiled by the inhabitants thereof, right? Isaiah 24 and 8. I think 24 and 28 and 5. One of the two. 24 and 5.
I have
You got a scripture?
Yes.
Give me a second. Let's finish this real quick. I got you. Read.
He that teacheth his son
Uh-huh.
grieveth the enemy.
Yeah, you grieve the enemy. You You grieve your adversary by putting your son on game of how to keep a healthy body, how to keep a healthy mind. That our enemies literally want our children to be what? Psychotic, and they want us to have them in the image of what we see on TV today. Our kids out there getting shot down in the street. They want to see another Tamir Rice, right? They want to see another Tamir Rice. Tamir Rice was not at the standard of the Daniels 1 and 3 to where they can be in the king's courts. Tamir Rice didn't understand that. Yeah, you had a gun, you should have just dropped that joint. When the police pulled up on him, I can't even believe that whole situation, man. Because the police are garbage for that. But it's a situation for us to see that, man, we got to teach our children how to be able to deal amongst this world, man. But read.
And before his friend, he shall rejoice of him.
Why? Because he has a healthy young son, a young daughter, an individual that looks healthy, that looks well-favored. Think about it. It says that the kids were well-favored. This kid is looking well-favored in the eyes of his friends. Go ahead.
Though his father died, yet he is as though he were not dead.
Think about that. Even though his father passed away, he still holds on to principles that he was taught, that he was raised up in. But it shows forth what? It was a standard and it was a routine that was ingrained in that kid's mind. Boy or girl, it don't matter. Think about it. How you raise your child up, what you feed them is going to be within them. Think about it. I think they said to gain a good habit, it takes what?
30 days.
30 days. It takes 30 days to gain a habit, a good habit. Well, any habit, technically. 30 days, man. 30 days it'll continue. You know what? We're just going to be juicing in the morning. No more eating food. If you ask for breakfast, listen, go right there in the refrigerator. The juice is ready for you. You may do a juice every 2 days or something like that. I know you want to get the juice, get the nutrients as soon as you juice it. You may not have that luxury to juice every day, you know? But I'm going to say this, though. Vegetables are not that expensive. Yeah, you go to a Whole Foods spot, you know, you can get a lot of vegetables for the low. There's a lot of different juices. I used to blend it. It was kale. I used to do kale, cayenne pepper, water, bananas, and it was ginger. No, it was green apple, kale, banana, cayenne pepper. At that time I didn't put ginger, but still, I used to drink that like it was going out of style. I was a fasting king. But again, how much more teaching your children how to juice? Teaching your children how to have more energy, because a lot of times food does what? Food puts you to sleep. Puts you to bed. Yeah, think about it. A lot of times whenever you fall asleep, what happens? Now, whenever you're resting on your bed or your child's resting on their bed, what's happening? Their body is continually working. That's why they wake up tired and sluggish, because their bodies are working all night to try to get rid of that food. That's why they said your last meal is about 7 o'clock. Give your body a little bit of time to digest the food, so now you're going to bed to where your whole body can relax. That's why they say intermittent fasting is extremely good. It's important to separate your meals 8 hours in between. It depends on what you want to do, but 8 hours in between. They say eat at 10 o'clock and you eat at, 2, 5, 7. Or, 7, 6 from 10. But it shows forth that you're doing these things and teaching your son. Why? Because you want to grieve your enemy. And not only that, is that now he's going to hold this standard to teach his generation after generation. Go ahead.
Though his father died, yet he is as though he were not dead.
Read.
For he had left one behind him that is like himself.
Think about that. He left one just like himself. What are you trying to leave behind for your children? A good example, a good standard. Read.
While he lived, he saw rejoiced in him. And when he died, he was not sorrowful.
Why? Because he put in that good word. He wasn't sorrowful when he was about to pass away. He instilled some good habits in his children and knew that his heritage, his seed, his line. Think about it. A lot of us work hard for what? Monetary for our children down the line, but how much more healthy-wise? It's different. You got monetary money, but they can't do nothing. They fat and sloppy. You got a lot of kids, man, a lot of extra weight, can't even go up the stairs. Can't even get out there and play. What you got?
One of my little cousins, she's 13, but at 6 years old, she got them heavy diabetes, like the strongest diabetes you can get at 6 years old. And then when I was in middle school, there was a little girl. She passed away from diabetes at 12. So, you know, speaking on children, it's not good.
Right? You said diabetes what?
My cousin, one of my little cousins on my mother's side, when she was 6 years old, got diagnosed with type 2, type 3 diabetes.
Yeah, they have like diabetes insipidus and diabetes mellitus. It's like you can cause it by your own eating, or it can be caused through hereditary. You get it from your mother. But at 6 years old, most likely her mother's diabetic.
Both on both sides.
Oh yeah, think about it. It's bad eating, man.
Yeah.
And they just put it right down. Think about it. You got a little kid eating like a grown man. A little kid eating like a grown woman. Read.
Verse 6.
Uh-huh.
He left behind him an avenger against his enemies.
Think about that. Now you're leaving behind somebody that's doing what? That's fighting the same war that you are. But being able to sustain himself, energy-wise. Come on, man. Y'all got to see how the things that we do, come on, they got to have some energy. You got to be bubbling. You got to take care of that health. Getting up in the morning counseling. You have your business. You got to go here. You got to go there. You got to bring forth classes. You got to have energy. Hey, Shalom, you got to have some energy. But now your son is seeing that and wanting to do the same thing. Read.
And one that shall requite kindness to his friend.
Yeah, think about that, man. But you're leaving behind an individual that knows how to take care of his body, his mind. Because a lot of us don't. We're learning. We're literally learning how to get our spirit, our brain all together. The spirit's there, but how much more now having that body to look just like your spirit? Huh? A lot of us got beautiful spirits. Now it's time to get that body to look just like that. Now it's time to get what? Now it's time to get our children's mind solidified and growing in the right way, man. But we're going to go, next class, we're going to go in deeper into what? Foods that we eat that's bad for our health. And this class is going to go good because we're not only just going to hit on food, we're going to hit on as well the mental, man. Mentally, what are we giving into our children? Because mental health is extremely important for children. Especially nowadays. Social media? Come on. Mental health is important, just like your physical health. Because it's all physical. And we'll get there. But brothers and sisters, I thank you even through all the buffering. I know it may have started off slow. But bear with me. Get the information. We got a lot more stuff we're going to go through. A lot more informative information. So today is what? Tuesday? The beginning of the week. Shabbat is going to be here tomorrow. We go by so fast. So if you have any questions on the topic, please prepare them for class. If you need us, hit us up. But with that, everybody in class, everybody online, tell them shalom.
Shalom!
See you Thursday.
Six chill, for real.
Judith. The scepter will never leave Judah. The scepter will never leave Judah. The scepter will never leave Judah. I'm Judah. Christ sprang out of Judah. King David was Judah. King Asa was Judah. Don't crowd me up, who gon' rouse me up? Alistair Crowley, your time is up. It's a big mess, I gotta clean it up. Esau, the end of my kingdom's up. On the eagle's neck, I'll press. I woke up from my rest. My rulership is up next. No vex. Judah.